Namaste, good morning. Thank you so much for joining. As always, please always practice in accordance with your comfort level and abilities. Of course, you can you do the variations if you're familiar with them and comfortable with the practice. But please know that, please remember that the practice is an offering, and how you're feeling is to an extent affecting everybody, especially God who's residing within. And so anything that you feel is felt by God and is felt by all beings, because God is equally present in all beings. So let's try to keep that in mind as we practice today. Practice with mindfulness, practice with consciousness, and deliver the best experience possible. So on that note, let's begin. Let's close the eyes, bring the attention inward. Before creation, what existed? God was always there in the midst of it all, and will still be there even beyond the ends of this universe. Attune your mind to that supreme divine consciousness within. That infinite being who is everywhere, that is you too. Fix your mind on God alone. Rest your thoughts in God alone. And in God you will live hereafter. Of this there is no doubt. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we always have a strong desire for the knowledge that liberates us from pain and suffering. And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other, only peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's do the mantra for purification now, to purify the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. If you don't know it, just pretend you're singing it through the voice of the Guru, and you derive all the benefits as though you're chanting perfectly. If you do know it, try to do it in a single breath and do it with conviction and the volume so it can be heard by all the subtle bodies within and all around. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Sawa Vashtanga Topiwa Yaha Smarit Pandrikaksham Sabaya Byantrahasji. Now let's do the main breathing, alternate nostril breathing, to help calm the mind. When the mind can only meditate when the mind is content. And when the mind is content, it's usually indicative that it is free of cravings, free of desires, free of restlessness. So because ultimately desires and cravings could turn into attachments, which ultimately leads to suffering. So we try to quell all those desires of restlessness. So let's begin with the alternate nostril breathing. You're breathing in through the left, hold the breath as long as you can comfortably. Exhale out through the right side, inhale back through the right, hold the breath again, plug both sides of the nose on every breath retention, then exhale out through the left. Whenever you're holding the breath more than 12 counts or so, that is when you apply the locks. The lock from the root, Mula Bandha, is done by contracting all the root muscles, pulling them up towards the navel. So imagine you're lifting the whole pelvic floor up and sucking it in, so you feel as though like you have a vacuum underneath your rib basket. For the throat lock, Jalandhara Bandha, as you inhale, you want to lift the chest very high, not the shoulders, the chest, so that when you bring your chin on it, your back doesn't hunch as much. Your back stays straight. You want to have a free passage for the breath to rise up. And then the roof, the tip of the tongue comes to the roof of the mouth that seals off the lock. The tongue, it centers at the space between the eyebrows, the seat of divine perception. And we hold the breath again as long as we can, but when we do it together a few times, we just pretend we're holding as long as we can. You want to breathe out in a way that is controlled. So if it's down, it's like a big explosion out of the breath, it's because you probably held the breath too long. So again, be mindful of the breath. Pranayama is a control of vital force. So if you're breathing in a way that is not controlled, you've lost the whole point of the practice. So let's begin. So sit tall and straight. For the left hand, it's in Yana Mudra, second finger and thumb connected, other two fingers straight on the left knee. This helps keep the fingers, the hand locked in this mudra in order to not dissipate energy. Right hand, Vishnu Mudra, second, third fingers fold down. When you turn the palm towards you, it's no longer Vishnu Mudra. It's a mudra used for pranayama. Thumb for the right nostril, right ring for the left. So now let's begin. Breathe out completely, empty the lungs. Close off the right side, inhale through the left. Hold the breath. Mula Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Everything stops, all the mind fluctuations, the body movements and emotions as though they're frozen. Keep contracting the root muscles, the chin on the chest. Remember the tongue to the roof, mouth behind the teeth. Exhale out through the right side. Imagine that you've held the breath as long as you could. Completely empty. And then start the next cycle. The inhale about an equal length and duration to the exhale. Hold the breath now at the top of the inhale. Chest is lifted, chin on the chest. All the attention to the space between the eyebrows. Seize a divine perception. It says that when you have 100% of your devotion concentration there, it will eventually trigger divine bliss. Keep striving for that. Now exhale out through the left side, slowly and evenly. Inhale again. Hold the breath. Pranayama has profound benefits as too often overlooked. It is a gateway to the higher realms of the practice. Lose your postures, you still have the pranayama to take you further. Exhale out to the right side. Inhale to the right. Hold the breath with the chest high and the lungs fully inflated. Start to lose your concentration, be unconcerned, be like the witness just watching it all without judgment, without expectation, without attachment to the results. You have to hold the breath to the point that's a little bit beyond comfort. So you can train the mind to be calm no matter what comes its way. Exhale. Through the left. Inhale again and continue on your own. The mind is like a wild animal. You have to continue to expend efforts in order to calm it, but the effort is well worthwhile. Have patience. Whenever the mind starts to wander, just keep pulling it back as many times as you need to. Eventually, the mind will go into stillness more easily and stay in the silence of the mind. The quietness will be sustained. Let out all the air on your exhale completely before you inhale again. On your exhale, remember to release the locks as well, the throat and the root. Now for this to be effective, try to do at least 12 cycles at one one sitting. So one cycle is breathing in through the left and breathing out through the left, and everything in between. Alternating to the right, going back to the left. After your current cycle completes, do one last one. Take your time, no rushing. Do the full cycle as it should be done. Make a concentrated effort to keep the quality of the pranayama as high as possible, just like in your asanas. Everything that you do in offering. Practice is not only for us, it's for all beings. Everything is meant to be shared. God shares His magnificence through all the form, to all of us, through the forms, through His manifestation, through all the different forms. Be grateful for all these experiences that allow us to experience everything. And this practice is a way to do it, is one way to do it. So now just, once you're done, just sit quietly. And as we continue the practice, try to see the divine essence within each form. Revere each form equally. Love them equally. Unconditional love for all beings, for God is present in all beings. So let's continue with the practice. Let's come to standing. So we're going to start off by just trying to purge all the impurities from the organs. So we're going to stand tall, inhale. Exhale, empty out all the air from the lungs and the belly. Hands on the knees. And as you hold the breath out, pump the belly button in and out. As you're doing this, feel all the organs being shaken, and imagine all of the impurities falling out of the organs as a result of the shaking. Try to do at least 50 times as you hold the breath out. Now pull everything up and in, continue to hold the breath out. Form a vacuum underneath the rib basket. Pull everything up and in again, just like we did in the breath retentions and the breathing exercise that we just did. And then release, come back up. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Empty out completely. As you hold the breath out, lungs empty. Again, shake all the organs as you pull the belly button in and out at a very fast rate. Again, pull everything up and in. As you continue to hold the breath out, suck everything up and in. Feel so the belly button pressing right against the lower back, the heart right through between the shoulder blades. And relax. Come up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's continue with exercises to move all the joints. Do the exercises with enthusiasm and breathing with vigor to get the full range of benefits. Inhale, actually hands on the hips. Circle the head. Loosen up the neck joints. Try to get the ears to the shoulders, the chin to the chest, the back of the head to the top of the back. And then go the other direction. Wherever the head is in its rotation, try to keep the eyes on the ground. Feels a head like a loose screw rolling around and around. And then now, arms up, inhale, exhale down. Continue. Inhale straight up, spread the fingers. Exhale, pull the hands down. Form fists as the hands come down. Inhale straight out in front. Exhale, pull in. And release. Arm swings back and forth. Remember, you can modify the movements or do other movements that are suitable to your condition. The important thing is just try to work the joints in every which way possible. And then release. Arms across the chest. Squeeze your armpits towards one another and from the body. Exhale, throw them back. Alternate across each time, one arm on the other, and then reverse it. Conclude. Next one, arms up over the head. Exhale, toss the body down. Allow the belly to hit the thighs. One more. Just stay down for a moment to allow the body to stop shaking and bouncing. And then make your way back up. Next one, squatting actions. If you can't come down all the way, just come down to the height that you can. Be mindful of the knees. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, pull right down into squat. Right back up, arms out to the side, at the height, elbows the height to the shoulders. As you exhale, as you turn, complete the twist on one side, that's when you breathe out. When you come back to the center, that's when the inhale happens. Don't worry about too much, it'll happen automatically as a result of the pressure built up by the exhale. And back to the center. Next one, squatting again, 4 movements. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, down. Continue. It's like a jack in a box. Pushes down and pops right back up. Spring out of the box. And feel yourself being pressed right back in. One more. And release. Next one. Arms in front of the body, wrists the height to the shoulders. Inhale, circle around to the front. Exhale, pull in and punch right back out. It's like a springing action or recoil. Good. Now the arms start in a downward position. Circle in a quarter. Circle all the way to the front. Exhale, pull in and drop the arms down. The circle is on the inhale. And then break the pose. Bring the feet a little bit wider so the toes will be on the edge of the mat, going from side to side. Left arm up, inhale. Exhale, bend to the right, right arm up, inhale. Go to the left. Same movement, but the breathing is a little bit different. Left arm up, inhale. Hold the breath as you bend to the right. the exhale. Right arm up, inhale, bend to the left. And then coming back. Try not to hunch forward as you bend. Feels like weights touch to all the fingertips, pulling you down deeper into the bend. And try not to create a big fold in the waist. And try not to jam up the neck. All the lines smooth through the body. As the body gets warmer, it can go a little bit deeper into the bend. Move according to your condition. Remember, all beings are experiencing this through your body. So keep on trying to deliver the best experience. Trying to avoid going to a place of pain or suffering, anxiety or distress. This is not what you want others to feel. Especially, of course, God who resides within. So watch what you're doing, as Dharmaji says. Going to make our way onto our knees and tabletop with the hands underneath the shoulders, cat-cow. Firing up the core muscles here. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, round the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, really stretch the belly skin. And then the back skin. Inhale. Telescope the neck out of the shoulders, the trunk out of the hips. Exhale. Inhale. Open up the throat when you push, and when you round the back, try not to close off the airway completely. Inhale. Exhale. You have to still have a little bit of space between your chin and your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Think of a hose when you fold it sharply, you cut off the water flow. Exhale. Inhale. Same thing with the spine. Keep it nice and smooth and long. Exhale. Inhale without sharp ends. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Come back to neutral back. Throw the right leg up on the inhale and swing it out to the right on the exhale. Feel as though the leg like a big pendulum now swinging out of control. And then the other side, left leg up, and then swing it out to the left. And then release. Come onto the belly now. So we're working the upper back muscles now. Come onto the belly. Feel free to use a blanket. So the top, bottom edge of the blanket is just at the tops of the legs here. When we come up, engage the buttocks and the upper back muscles. Imagine trying to pull hands right over your feet. Inhale up. Exhale down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Press into the tops, toes into the mat. Up. Down. Squeeze heels, your palms together. Up. And down. Up. Down. Up. fatigue, all struggles, learn to relax instantly. And remember to offer up the moments of rest as well. They're just as equally important as the postures. But the practice is a balance between the strength and drive, the effort, but with softness and surrender as well. So arms out straight. Options here is to lift the legs and the arms at the same time. Exhale, come back down. Try not to bend your knees too much. Keep the legs straight. Or opposite arm to opposite leg comes out. So you can do this type of thing. Or if you have more strength, you bring the legs up both at the same time. And when they come down, the action with the belly, the hips and the chest coming into the ground, pressing will propel the body up. So it looks like this. Continue. Don't use your hands too much. They'll stop this momentum. Just there for a little bit of balance. And then release. Forehead back on the hands. Breathe in. And breathe out. Relax. Now we're going to come back in child's pose. The seats behind the heels. 4 actions for this next sequence. Inhale, come up into high cat. Exhale, drop your hips to your hands. Chest forward, shoulders back. Inhale, back up into high cat. Exhale, lie back behind the seat behind the heels. Child's pose. Inhale, come up again. Exhale, forward. Curve the spine. Inhale, back up. Exhale, all the way back. Inhale, rounding. And then flexing, arching. Back to rounding. Exhale, flattening and lengthening. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, all breathing even. And exhale. Inhale. Imagine your wave emerging from the ocean, reaching its full height. And then starting to crest. And then eventually disappearing back into the water. Inhale, use your imagination to create visualizations to help you to achieve the effect you're trying to achieve. Inhale, back up. Exhale, all the way back. Inhale. Exhale. Uncoil. Inhale. Exhale. Again, the movement's very graceful and smooth. Pretend you're the witness watching the body move all by itself. Exhale. You have to visualize yourself in a practice you're trying to achieve. And with constant repetition, you'll eventually come up. Forward. You're constantly evolving. Inhale, back up. Exhale, back. And then pause here for moments in child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Whatever you don't achieve in this lifetime, in the next lifetime, you simply continue where you left off. We're always moving forward towards self-realization. So next one, we're going to slide forward into cobra. So if you can, you pull the hands, you glide the belly down the thighs, and forward along the mat, and then bring the head up, hold the breath, hold the pose. Make sure you're not jamming up the shoulders by the ears, keep the neck long. Exhale, back. If that was a troublesome entry, you can just come into baby plank, and then drop the hips to your hands. Then hold the breath with the body in position. And back, exhale. Brush your nose, ground to come forward. Make with the snake creep into the grass. Hold the breath, hold the pose. Chest wide open in every sense. The heart open. Physically and emotionally and spiritually back. Inhale, come forward. Hold the breath, hold the pose with each lifetime. As you gain more knowledge, you become more compassionate as well. Your compassion improves. And your feeling of unconditional love towards all beings flourishes. Come forward and up again. See all forms back when you're approaching self-realization, you see sameness everywhere. Hold the breath, hold the pose, become one with the form, merge with the form, and thus merge with God. And back, exhale. So next one, if you like, King Cobra. Open up the knees a little bit, come onto your fingertips, and try to bend, bring the toes right to the back of the head. And back. Coming onto your fingertips gives you more power in your hands to rise up taller. And also to give yourself a little bit more height. Try to get the whole top of the body from the legs upward, tops of the legs upward, top off the mat. Back, exhale. Inhale. 3 times plus of those can imitate the form physically. Copy the teacher, in this case the serpent. Physically imagine having a boundless range of motion like the serpent. Exhale back. Come forward again. Twice plus of those can imitate the form. Copy the teacher mentally. Be regal and wise just like the serpent. And back, exhale. 3 times plus of those can copy the teacher spiritually. Try to take on, embody all the qualities of that being. And then when the teacher senses the student's enthusiasm, they're more inclined to share their knowledge with them. And back, it's not just wasted and just doesn't disappear. And one last one, make the best one yet. Every posture, remember, is an offering. Try to think of all actions, thoughts, and words as an offering. So this also keeps us mindful in all that we do, say, and think. Now, coming forward onto your belly and then flip over onto your back. Doing tucks here. For a moment, take a deep breath in. Exhale, let go of all fatigue. Learn to let go immediately of all effort, all tension. Now inhale, stretch the arms over the head, reach out through the feet. And then exhale, come into tuck, squeeze tight, knees to the shoulders, chin between the knees. Lay forehead to the hands above the knees. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, pull in tight. Inhale, powerful movements. Exhale, pull in, but graceful at the same time. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Stretch. Fingers and toes included. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Same movement, but the breathing's different. Inhale. As you lengthen, hold the breath as you come into tuck. Try to peel your shoulders off the mat. Try to get your shoulders right up to the knees. Squeeze the outside of the legs with your elbows. If you need to, place one fist in front of the other so you can bring your forehead to the hands more easily. Exhale, release. Inhale, extend. Hold the breath and tuck again. Everything stops. All the mind fluctuations, the body moves in. The emotions frozen. Release, exhale. Inhale. Hold the breath and tuck. And the breath retention of mind becomes quiet. Try to stay in that quiet mindset even beyond the breath retention. Exhale, release. Inhale. Hold and tuck. Make the body look like your fist. Very compact. Release, exhale. Inhale. Push up through the heels, spread fingers and toes. Hold the breath and tuck. Breaking the pose, exhale. Inhale. Hold and tuck. Release. Inhale. Release, exhale. Inhale one last time. Stretch and pull everything up. All the body parts meeting the center. Break the pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. All fatigue. So now we're going to just rock back and forth. So you can roll any which way you like. You can just tuck, form a tuck, hold the hands, the knees, or underneath the knees with the hands, and then just roll up if you have more strength. Try not to bend the arms and legs. So come all the way back, lift your feet, bring the feet all the way behind the head, and roll down. As soon as the feet touch down, sit up, use your core to sit up, and pull the body down over the legs, and come all the way back down. All the movements controlled, fluid, no jerks, no crash landings of the legs to the back on the ground, no loud, aggressive movements, always smooth. So the witness within is watching. Students do the practice with attention, with pride, and then it becomes even more of a pleasure to watch, witness. Feel the whole back peeling off the ground and then peeling back down. One more. And then the next one, get ready to stand. Close the legs, come over the head. When they're starting to come down, bend your knees, plant your feet, and make your way up in this smooth movement. So let's move to the front of the mat now. Surya Namaskar. To the front of the mat. Close the eyes. Remember, knowledge is better than practice. Meditation is better than knowledge. Renunciation and the fruit of action is better than meditation. Peace immediately follows such renunciation. Offer up all the benefits of the practice. Raise your arms up over the head. Arch back. Fold forward. Bend your knees if you need to bring hands flat on the ground. Right foot back, lower down the knee, drop down to the seat. Come into the high plank. Now knees, chest, forehead down, and right through into cobra. Push the shoulders back, hips to the hands. And all the way back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift the seat, allow the head to drop down. If you can, touch the forehead to the ground. The right foot steps forward, sink down to the seat. Feet come together, Uttanasana, chest on the thighs, head down. Come right to standing, engage the buttocks as you go back, upper back muscles as well, hands back to the heart. Go up and back, reach up high, fold the body down in half, bend your knees, land your belly on your thighs. Left foot back, into the plank. Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chest, forehead down, slide forward. Uncoil like the serpent, Adho Mukha Savasana. Lift the seat, soften the line in the back. Left foot forward. Sink down to the seat. Feet together, Uttanasana. Pull the body against the legs. Come all the way to standing, reach up over the head. Hands back to the heart. This is the basic sun salutation. I'm going to add on, but if you need to, just stay with this one that we just did. Forward fold. Bend your knees. Hands to the ground, head drops down. Right foot back. Into the plank. Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chest, forehead down. This time as you come through, if you can, when hips come to your hands, lift the hips and knees away from the ground. Charge legs, upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana. And then the right foot steps forward, hips come forward, the seat right behind the heel. And then the feet together, Uttanasana, chest on the thighs, head down. Come right to standing. Come back home. Don't worry about the breath, just move the body in a way that keeps the breath steady and even. Just move the body, the breath will follow, and deliver more power and fluidity and movements. Left foot back. Into the plank. Ashtanga Namaskar. Knees, chest, forehead down. Come right through. Upward facing dog or cobra. If you can, no legs on the ground. Adho Mukha Savasana. And then the left foot steps forward to the hands. Feet come together. Uttanasana. Come right to standing. Reach up. And then return home. Bury your mind deep in the heart. Watch the body move with even more power, fluidity, and ease. Picture yourself in practice you're trying to attain. Right foot back. This time, actually keep the back knee lifted. Charge the back leg. Back into high plank. You can continue doing the Ashtanga Namaskara. If you're feeling stronger, bring the seat back. Without dropping your knees to the ground, come right through into upward facing dog. Pull your elbows into sides body. Push the roots to your toes and the hands. Now stay here in upward facing dog. Pulse a little bit. Make as though you're trying to hinge at the tops of the legs and fold the body in half. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Here, you try to melt the heart. Pulse slowly here. Bounce through the chest. Try to get your chest closer to the ground. If you're more flexible, the forehead, the nose, maybe, and the chin come right down without bending your arms. Look like a dog stretching its back. Exhibit the loyalty of the dog to its master. Good. Now the right leg comes up. Ekapada Adho Mukha Savasana, and step the foot between your hands. One fluid movement. Keep the back knee lifted, back leg charged, and then the feet together. Uttanasana. As your foot's coming forward from the raised position, make sure that your shoulders move over the fingertips so the foot doesn't land a big heavy thud. Raise your arms up. Again, no jerks, no loud movements, no aggressive, hard movements. Uttanasana, left foot back, keep the back knee lifted. Into the plank. And again, your choice into upward facing dog or cobra. Put the seat back. Seat light, come right through. According to your condition, be mindful of your shoulders. Again, stay here for a moment. Look like a dog, again, howling at the moon. Try not to create a big fold across the lower back or the back of the neck. Push into your hands, lift the seat, Adho Mukha Savasana again. Bring your head all the way through underneath your arms. Maybe you can touch the back of the head, stretch the back of the neck. Or again, you can just try to bring your face to the ground. Now raise the left leg up and step the foot between the hands. Softly, quietly. Back knee stays lifted, and then the feet together. Uttanasana, chest on the thighs, head down. Come right to standing, reach up over the head. Come back home, hands to the heart. Another variation, raise your arms up, keeping on, adding on. Bend your knees, belly on your thighs, join your hands behind the back, and then push your seat all the way up over heels. Straighten the legs if you can. Arms over the head. Without touching fingers to the ground, right foot back. Lower down the knee, right into Kapyasana. Swing your arms all the way up and back behind the head. Make it a crescent shape with your body. Bring your hands down. Now from here, different variation yet again. Raise the left leg up. Come forward to high plank, shoulders over the fingertips. If you can at this point, lower your chest down. If it's too much, lower your left foot down first and just do your Ashtanga Namaskara. If you can, your chest comes down first, right through to upward facing dog. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana. The right leg up, step the foot between the hands. Back knee down, right into Kapyasana again. Arms over the head, arch back. And then coming forward, lean your belly into your front thighs. Swing your hands behind the back without touching your fingers to the ground if you can. Uttanasana, push your seat right up over the heels if you can. If your body starts to detach away from the legs, keep your knees bent so your belly stays connected to your thighs. Come right up to standing, reach up over the head. Come back home. Go up and back. Try to connect the movements together seamlessly. All the transitions smooth, like you're doing a divine dance devotion. Chest on the thighs, push into your legs, and the seat up and the head down towards the feet. Now the left leg comes back, and then try not to touch the fingers to the ground. You come all the way up, Kapyasana, circle the arms up. Right back down to hands on either side of the right foot. Swing the right leg all the way up, Ekapada. come forward into high plank. Again, you have the option to just bring your foot down now and knees, chest, forehead to the ground, or bring your chest down first. Elbows right into the sides of your body. Right into upward facing dog. Adho Mukha Savanasana, downward facing dog. Left leg comes up. Step the foot between the hands, lower down the knee, drop down to the seat. Kapyasana again. Pull your arms all the way back, behind the head. And then right back out. Belly on your thighs, swing your hands behind the back. Join the right foot to the left foot. Chest on the thighs, pull the hands down. Oh, up and your head down. Come all the way up to standing, reach up over the head. Arch back. Come back home. Good. Now from here, take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Imagine all the love going out to all beings everywhere. All the qualities, all the benefits that you're deriving from the practice are shared with all beings. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain established in divine love towards all. And release. Continue with some standing poses now, incorporating some balance ones in between. So as you stand with your feet in the middle of the mat, your elbows lifted, fingers at the height of the elbows, at the height of the shoulders. Jump your feet apart, and then turn on your left foot. Turn to your left, Virabhadrasana 2. Strong pose. Make sure your knees not dropping inwards. Keep the knees over the toes, and try to get your body a little bit forward with a sense of purpose and determination. Now bring the right arm up over the head. Virabhadrasana 1. If you can't turn the hip all the way, you can lift the back heel, turn on the ball of the foot. Expression of devotion. That beautiful trait of the warrior. Now press into the front foot. Lift the knee, come into straight leg, left leg. From here, come right into warrior 3. So start to hinge forward, bend your left knee again, and then see if you can send the right leg up. If it's too much, you can bring your arms up to the side. Body level with the ground, like a spear, the warrior's weapon. Bring hands to the ground, left hand comes to the ankle, the right leg comes up higher. Bend your left knee if you need to keep your chest with your thighs. And eventually you can bring the right foot in, right hand in a little bit more. Try to get your left foot right up, your right foot right up, sorry, not your left. Okay, so here, look beyond your toes. Maybe you can take your right hand to the foot. Hold your breath. And bring the right foot back down. Back into warrior 1, the previous pose. And then right into Parivrita Pashukonasana. Lift, keep the back heel lifted, raise your right arm up, go to the outside of the left leg. Try to get your armpit to sit on the outside of the knee. Left hand push into your right, push hard, left hand to right so the belly comes higher than the thigh, and then roll your left shoulder all the way back, turn the face and chest up. If it's too much, you can bring the back knee down. If you want to take a bind, use your right hand, left hand if you need to push the right hand underneath. Left arm goes over the back. Join your hands together underneath the belly. Push out through the back heel, extend through the crown. Turn your face and chest up. Good. Now from here, come back up, and then back into Virabhadrasana 2. From here, reach the left hand forward in front of your left foot and pick up the right leg. Ardha Chandrasana. Right arm comes up. Try to have your hip right over the heel. You can, at this point, if you like, take hold of the right foot, bend your left knee a little bit, pull the heel in towards the seat, and then push the foot up, away from the seat. If you have good balance, you can look forward. Try to float the left foot just up off the ground. Maybe you bring it to the heart. Maybe you bring the hand to the foot, according to your abilities. And then bring the right foot back down, Virabhadrasana 2. Lower the back knee down. Right arm comes up to meet the left. happy asana. Push your chest all the way up. Imagine your index fingers are going over the back toe. Radiate your inner light, form the crescent shape of the moon. Without shortening the lower back, pull the body by the hips. And then break the pose. Bring the hands to the inside of the left foot, move the left foot out to the edge of the mat. And then lift the back knee, scooch back and forth a few times. Imagine your hips are made of lead, always trying to sink down into the ground. They're so heavy. Push back one more time for the right foot. And then if your hips are close enough to the ground, fall onto your right hip, your right forearm. Your toes are flat on the right foot. Roll back to your left. Try to get both sides of the hips even and equally pressing down. So if you can't have, if your hips are too far away from the ground, you can stay on the hand or keep sinking down to the hips. Think of cobra pose. And keep pulling the body by the hips. Lead with the heart. Imagine trying to make your way into cobra if you're flat on the ground. Keep on elongating your body lower than the knee eventually. Your knee stays close to the shoulder. Try not to allow it to pop out to the side. Move your foot out if you need to. And come back up. Press into your hands, lift the back knee up, and then come back to the center. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. Go to the other side now. Turn the right foot forward, Virabhadrasana 2. Again, come forward a little bit. Make sure your back arm is not hanging down. Keep your arms active and straight. Look like the strong, devoted warrior. And then into Virabhadrasana 1. Turn your hips forward, look up. Straighten out the front leg. Getting ready for warrior 3. So all the weight goes into, eventually shifts into your right foot. Hinge forward the hips, bend your right knee, and send your left leg up. Try not to open up the hip, both hips looking at the ground. Again, you can open up your arms like an airplane if this is easy for you, easier. And bring your hands down to the ground. Bring your right hand to the foot. Index finger just along the, just on the other side of the heel. Raise the left leg up as high as you can. Bend your right knee if you need to. Keep your belly in connection with your thigh. And start to scooch the left hand in. When you're ready, maybe if you can, take your left hand onto the foot as well. Index finger along the inside of the heel. You're falling towards the toes and you have your gaze right in front of your toes. And bring the left foot back down. Virabhadrasana 1 again. Preparing for Parivita, Paschimottanasana. Lift the back heel, lift the left arm, or keep the left arm up, and then go to the outside of the right leg. Push the right hand to your left. I'll do this way so you can see. Armpit sitting on the outside of the knee. Make sure you don't stay trapped here with your hands by the shoulder. You have to push the left hand down, the right hand down the left, so the belly comes higher in the thighs and the chest moves behind the thumbs. And then turn. If you want to take the bind, this is why you want to have your armpit on the outside of the knee. Your elbows in the space underneath the leg, just close to the knee, and use right hand to guide the hand underneath a little bit more. Right hand goes over the back, pull the hand out, and then join your hands together. If you need to, you can lower the left knee back down to the ground. Turn the face and chest up. Now come all the way back. Virabhadrasana 2. I'm going to turn back this way. Strong mind here. Then reach forward. Right hand about 14 to 16 inches in front of the right foot. Your hip is right over the heel, the line of the heel. Ardha Chandrasana, bring the left arm up. Pull the left foot up higher. Good. Look up. You won't be able to see your toes if your leg's in the right place. And if you like, bend your right knee, pull your heel in towards the seat. Take hold of the heel and the ankle, and then push the foot all the way up. Again, away from the seat. your shoulders and your chest. And then from here, you can look forward if you like. Hover your right hand us over the ground, maybe to the heart, maybe even to the foot. Break the pose. Back into Virabhadrasana 2. And then lower the back knee down. Sink your seats all the way forward. Kavyasana. Your knee over the toes. Arch the back. Think of a crescent moon shape. Realize the form that you see in your mind. You become what you believe. Brilliant, radiant, magnificent, full of light, full of knowledge. Break the pose. Bring your hands, again, turn this way. The inside of the right foot, move the right foot out to the edge of the mat. Scooch the back, the body forward and back a little bit with the knee. And then push back to the left foot one more time, as far as you can go. Land, if you can, your hips, if you're close to the ground, fall to your left, landing on your hip in your forearm. Roll back to the right. If your body is very close to the ground, you can bring your right arm to the outside of the foot to give more space for the body to come down. Both sides of the hips even as possible. When the hips are anchored down, the rest of the body tends to follow more easily. The pelvis, the belly, the chest, the chin will come down. Look like a lizard sunning itself on the earth. Merge with the form. Now coming back onto the hands here. Now from here, step the right foot back to meet the left. Into plank. Coming into side plank from here. So make sure you're not sagging down. Okay, so when you're moving into side plank, your left hand comes in front of the nose, a little bit to the right, and go into the side plank. If your hips are starting to sag and you're dropping to your shoulder, best to just bring the left knee on the ground and push your hips up and forward. This gives you a better line and it doesn't compromise the shoulders, and you can sustain the pose for a little bit longer. Okay, so again, do according to your condition. No judgment, no expectation. This is what you should or should not be able to do. Just do your best. Come back to plank, go on the other hand now. Turn to your left. And then back into plank. Lower the right knee down, swing your foot out to your left, and then bring your left knee right in between, behind the right. Swing your foot out towards the right. So now you're sitting between your heels. You're not sitting on your feet. They're beside the body. Pull on the ankles a little bit. Try to get your knees to line up, one on top of the other. If you can't do this easily, you can just sit with your feet, your knees together, thighs like this. Sukha Gomukhasana. Okay, so according to your condition now. The left arm comes up, the right arm comes up. Left hand comes to the elbow, and then push the elbow up higher, push it back behind the head. Try to walk your hands as far down your back as possible. Then if you can bring your left arm up. Join the hands together and pull on the hands in a downward motion. As you inhale, lift the body up out of the hips again. Exhale, sink your shoulders. Try not to allow the body to drop back down into the hips. Don't lose any of the height you just created. If your eyes are popping out of the head, it might be an indication you're straining. So come back again to a point where you can find your comfortable edge. Always trying to go a little bit further each pass. Each time you do the postures. And then release, tuck your chin in. Good. You have to try to go to your edge every time, always in a mindful way, of course. And be fearless. Fear attracts accidents. Try to be like the child who's unafraid, who's always ready for adventure. You can stay with your hand on your elbow if you have tightness in the shoulders. If you take your hands together behind the back, push into the back of the heart, lift the heart up from behind and underneath. Try Try to get your elbows to line up right on top, one on top of the other, with the head in between. Good, and then release. Shake up the shoulders a little bit. One more round of Vasisthasana. This time, if you know any variations, you can go ahead into them. Let's come into plank or table and move into your modified side plank to your right, or the full pose. Left hand steps more to right. Keep your hips high, especially doing the variations. Come into side plank if you want to go into wild thing. Keep turning on your left foot so your hips and shoulders eventually turn upwards, and your right foot slides back. Move the left foot in. Inside edge of the foot is grounded, and push your hip all the way forward and up. You have to push into your left hand. Your shoulder is behind the hands, and then it might be easier to take your right knee up. Even if you can't hold it, just practice take your weight up off the foot. Eventually the knee can stay up. You can take the hold of the knee or the foot. Break the pose, coming back down, same way as you enter. Keep your hips up and your arm fully extended back into upward, into plank or downward facing dog. Go on the other side. On your right hand, right foot, turn to your left. Variations again as you see fit. Maybe slide your left toes back, keep spinning on your hand. You have to turn the foot as well, so the toes are on the same line as the foot. If your foot's turned too much, then it will prevent you from opening up the hip. You actually need to get your left knee up and stay up. If your foot's too turned, then the body throws off the balance and the body just kind of flies out of the pose. And then break the pose. Come back into plank position. Lower the knees down, child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good, now roll your way up. Come right into a squat. Push the elbows against the inside of the thighs, the backs of the arms against the inside of the thighs. Your hands line up with your elbows, your wrists. Now from here, you're in a perfect position to do kakasana. Bring your hands down. Keep squeezing your inner thighs against the backs of the arms, the tops of the arms, and lift your heels up. Your shoulders come up with your knees. Your legs are almost pulling your arms up, your shoulders up, so the arms straighten. Your shoulders come over your fingertips, and then so you can pull your toes away from the ground. Okay, so even if you just go back and forth, bring more weight into your hands, straighten out your arms, push right into the ground. Even if you dance from one toe to the other, just do according to your condition. Okay, if you feel comfortable, do so. Tuck your chin in. Keep the pressure strong between your legs and your arms, so you can bring your head down and not just drop down onto your head. You come into teddy bear here with your knees with your legs still on the arms. Eventually, you can maybe go into headstand. If you can bring your legs straight up, go ahead. If you need to split your legs, that's all good too. When you're first starting, you want to keep your legs bent so you have more control when your body's compact. Now from here, get ready to come down. Bend your knees. If you can land in kakasana again. Bring your shins onto the upper arms. Squeeze your knees against your arms and vice versa. Flex your feet, hold the breath, and lift your head up. And back down. So always with control. From here, rest in child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now from here, come back up. From here, forearm balance with your head up off the ground. If you're not comfortable with your head off the ground, do headstand again. Your hands, your elbows are a little bit close to the shoulders, your fingers are spread apart. So your middle finger is pointing straight ahead to the front edge of the mat. Don't bring your elbows out too much. You keep on sliding out, and then eventually you'll just sink right out of the pose. So options here is to just lift your seat, bring your feet close to your elbows as much as you can, and lift your heels. This will engage the core. It's quite a bit of work right here. Your head down. Okay, so you can do this to work your core. If you're comfortable, bring one foot up, press into your arms, take a few hops. Don't throw yourself too fast, otherwise you go right over. Okay? Again, you can bring your head on the ground and keep your head on the ground the whole time. Your wrists are just against the front, on either side of the forehead. And then if you can, eventually push into your hands really hard into forearms, and maybe you can lift your head up, tilt the head forward. It's another way of getting into it. If you're very steady in your headstand, then this might be a nice entry for you. And then coming back down. And rest. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come back up. So now bring your legs in front. So even if you can't get that first, eventually with practice it will come. And you can always use a wall. So just quickly demonstrate your feet against the base of the chair or the wall. You bring your elbows, make sure you can hold your elbows easily, either underneath your shoulders, and bring your hands forward. Spread your fingers. Place one foot on a wall or on a seat to the chair. Allow the other leg to go over your, behind your back. Keep your foot close to the ground, hanging towards the ground. And then you can pull your toes away from the wall or off the chair and just hover there. Okay, your foot, your chair is always there, your wall is always there in case you need to come back to it. Make sure you're close enough to the wall so your knee is bent, so you have a little bit of play. If you have to reach for the wall, it's not as easy to come off the wall. And come back down. Good. Okay. So now from here, you're bringing your legs around to the front, scooching to the front of the mat, and then rolling right back into plow pose. Push into your arms, send your feet behind the head, catch your hips, your back as your feet come behind your head. Stay here for a moment, and then try to get your arms behind your back. Move your elbows in a little bit closer to one another by joining your hands. And then from here, you bring your hands onto your back, press into your back, raise the right leg up, and then the left. If it's too much for you, just stay in your baby plow. If you can't get your hands all the way, your arms totally behind the back, just do the best you can. The legs can be slanted. But keep on trying to push your hips forward. Push your feet up towards the ceiling. You're trying to touch your toes to the ceiling. Slowly lower your feet back behind your head. Plow pose. If your feet are not touching the ground completely, bring your hands on the back and keep them there for support. Your feet on the ground if you like. Even if your feet aren't on the ground, you can also bring your thighs against your chest. Thighs against your chest. And your knees on either side of the head. Withdraw from the senses. So you're not disturbed by the objects coming into the sense organs. If you want, you can rest your arms on the backs of the legs, just against the knees. Bring your hands back behind your back. Palms down, index fingers touching, thumb tips touching. Roll down. And once the seat lands on the wrist, keep lowering your legs down. Stop halfway down. The legs are about 45 degrees to the ground. And then push into your elbows, lift your back up off the ground. Pull your elbows right in towards one another, behind this heart. Push your chest up. Take the top of the head down. Breathe very fast and nose like a sniffing dog. Place your feet right in front of the seat. Take your hands out from underneath. Fingertips beside your head. Urdhva Dhanurasana. If it is too much, just roll back onto the back of the head. Lift your seat and try to bring your arms underneath the body. Bring your chest up. You can stay in bridge pose. Okay, that's the ultimate. If you can, you bring your hands beside your head and then you slide your head back behind your hands. Turn your hands around. At this point, fingers slightly turned outwards, so you keep your arms strong and your fingers facing towards the heels. If you can, take your head up off the ground now. Urdhva Dhanurasana, the mother of all back bends. Push the heels up, press and twist your toes, rock back and forth a bit. Try to get your chest in front of your arms. Stretch everything. Down softly. Breathe in. Breathe out, relax. Remove all fatigue. Now come back to seated position. Any which way you like. Turn on to the side. Or you can just sit up from here. So from here we're doing Kurmasana. Bring your feet apart, the heels on the other side edge of the mat. Slip your arms underneath. Take hold of the feet close to the heels on the outside of the edge of the feet, and you push your elbows out beyond just outside the legs. Keep on going, and keep on flattening your body as well by pulling your head forward. Imagine the top of the head trying to come in line with the heels. Imagine a big tortoise shell, a tortoise in its shell. The shell is very wide, and it takes pretty much the whole body. All you see are the legs and the feet and the hands sticking out, and the head. So try to widen across the upper back. Try to lengthen the spine at the same time. Keep all the attention at the base of the spine. Keep pulling on the feet, and keep propelling your chest forward. Eventually the belly will come right down, the shoulders will come lower than the knees. If they're already there, move your feet in a little bit closer inside the mat. And bring your hands, bring your arms back so the hands are facing backwards and your legs are sitting on top of the arms, close to the shoulders. Kurmasana, full pose. Go ahead if you know the pose. If your elbows are free, you can join your hands over your back as well. Take the bind. Coming back up. And here, feet, toes slightly turned out, fingers as well, and about 10 inches apart, feet and hands, and then lift. Feet are 10 inches apart, your hands are 10 inches apart. Throw the hips up. Try not to sag like an old couch. Strong like a straight new bench. Knees, hips, shoulders all in the same line. The chest is higher than the shoulders. Drop the head back, breathe very fast. Lower the seat down. So from here, let's see, come onto your back. Again, into bridge pose. If you can, take hold of the heels, ankles, and lift your chest, your hips up. If you can't take hold of your ankles, don't worry about it. Just keep your hands alongside the body or underneath. Then from here, option to take hold of the ankles. If you have the ankles, sink your hips down And then really pull on the left ankle, roll to your left, push off your left shoulder, roll onto your belly, right into Dhanurasana. If you need to let go of your feet, of course you can let go of your feet. You don't even have to hold the ankles. You can just go into skydiving pose. Bring your arms up to the side. Okay. Pull on the feet, try to get your feet up higher. And then pull heels in towards the seat. Roll back, so you have to push off your left hip and your left shoulder. Come back. And land your feet down flat. Push your chest up again. And then sink your seat down. See if you can roll to the other side now. Push off the right shoulder, roll to your left, and come up. Or skydiving pose again. From here, pull heels in, roll back. You have to kind of get a little momentum. Kick with your legs a little bit. Roll off the right, push off the right shoulder and the right hip, and come up again. And float your hips down. Breathe in, breathe out, all fatigue. Now just come to seat position, keep your knees together. And slide the feet out a little bit, right hand behind the back, left arm up. Press your left arm against the outside of the thigh. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Turn to the right. Look over your right shoulder. It's not just the eyes that turn. Feel the torsion starting at the base of the hips and moving all the way up the back. Going back to the front. Left arm behind the back, right arm up. Push your right arm against the outside of the left thigh. Push your lower back up and in. Inhale, lift the chest. Keep the back straight as you turn to your left. When you turn, make sure you don't drop back into your hips and your body doesn't start to slouch. Keep propping yourself up with the left arm that's behind you. Pull the belly away from the thighs. You're not crushing your abdomen. Come back and lie down on the back. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in once you're on the ground. Exhale, imagine you just fainted. Let go of all fatigue. Let go of all struggles. Learn to relax instantly. Now imagine the best is taking place. All the benefits flooding into the body. Imagine. You can feel it flooding in like big waves coming onto the beach. Bring in everything that you need to feel content, to feel fulfilled, and nurtured, and strong, and grounded. To give you a sense of fulfillment and gratitude for all that you have, all that you are, and all that you can do. Direct all of it, all those incoming benefits, to the spiritual heart located on the right side of the physical heart, in the center of the chest. And as a result, it will be a divine gift to God and to all beings, for our God is within all beings. Keep on trying to cultivate the compassion through the practice and try to extend it beyond the mat into your day-to-day life. Treat others as though you were face to face with God. Perceive others as though they were divinity themselves. For God does in fact reside in all forms, and we're just those. And it's equally found in all bodies. Sign of self-realization once again is when you see sameness everywhere. So try to strive for that. See God in all beings. So now with the intention firmly ingrained, let's make our way back to seated position. Close with Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Instill the peace within, send it to all beings everywhere. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All is within. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful day. Much love to you.